Hello, my fellow haunts, and welcome back to the 45th Minecraft live stream on my channels. And today I am going to be doing further development work on the staircase and everything that is going on upstairs in my nature punk city, which I will just get up to now. Ow. So last time we left off with the city in terms of building stuff on stream and what have you, was this enormous bit here with all of these kind of crazy upstairs houses that I have been making recently, which I am very happy with how they look. Obviously a lot more to do to them and to finish them off, but in order to kind of figure out a bit more where everything is going to sit in terms of the secondary level of the city and what have you, I need to finish up and make a staircase here, as well as figuring out some more little buildings on top here, and so I can just kind of figure out where everything is going to go in terms of the roof and what have you, which will in turn be a part of these kind of buildings and what have you. So with that all being said, let us begin. And again, all of this, or parts of this, are going to be recorded and made into a YouTube video eventually. Just quickly get some stuff into my inventory that I would like. Do I have any more of the trapdoors that I would like up here? That is not what I meant to do, and that is very unfortunate, as that has been a very old block in this base. Let's have a look here. Did craft some of these trapdoors. There's 8 in there. I suppose that's enough, or I had more somewhere. Probably put them in here, didn't I? Some more in there. Okay, not really sure where the rest of them have gone. That's unfortunate. I am not an organised player in the slightest. Well, I kind of am, just not as much so as other people. Do I have any of those trapdoors in here? All of this here is kind of building blocks and stuff that I would like for this upper part of my city here. But with all of that being said and done, let us get on to some building and recording for future episodes on the server. Let's move over here. That was just an unnecessary thing for me to do. So now with part of these houses on the right hand side of the city done here, I would like to now work on the staircase coming up along here from this level to up here, and also kind of generally figuring out the kind of topmost parts of this front part, and kind of generally figuring out what was going to sit on top of these kind of front parts here of the city. I have quite a few ideas for this and kind of have a good grasp on what to do here. So there's going to be a lot of work to do on this, but I am excited to see what I get done. So without further ado, let us begin. So I think the stairs are gonna sit in like so, quite possibly, because there's gonna be a walkway along here as well. That is a very loud car going past outside. But there's going to be a small kind of walkway from this kind of point here, going to more kind of buildings, and a path on top up here is what I have planned. So I think that's going to look really good. And so I just kind of want a smallish kind of staircase kind of going up here. So I think having those out a couple blocks more, and then generally kind of building this up to the same kind of level that these blocks are on, which is this bit here. Actually, that part there, it will be good because I can then have barriers of something going across this part here, or kind of like hand railings. So that's fine. And then now let's go underneath this build. And now let's go underneath the staircases a bit here. And now let's go underneath the staircase blocks a bit here. Because what I then want to do is add in more stairs underneath like so. And this is not a build of my own. This comes from an idea on Pinterest, as watermarked by Lambie Gaming, who has this kind of construct, who has this kind of pattern with the stairs here, and then generally has, dark oak fence gates going up like so, one block at a time from two at the bottom, and then has this kind of going up to this point here, and having another kind of fence gate here. And then at the topmost one, which is this one here, they have chains going up by two, like so. Can I get this in the correct orientation, please? My parents when having a baby. Right, and they got me instead. Looks like I'm going to have to build out a little bit here in order to get all of this orientated the way I would like it, which could be tricky. Might be dependent on the chains, it looks like it. But the chains kind of increase one block at a time as we go down, is how the build here is from Lambie. have that going up like so. Just build these up a bit. Like so. Yep, it 100% depends on the chains being placed. That is fine. And you can hear the chains through the trapdoors. That is quite unusual. Let's take away some of this netherrack for the moment. There will be more placed, no doubt. And kind of pick up after myself, as any person should do. Just put some of this away, which I should put in my shulker boxes down there. But I will put away up here instead because I have issues. Keep that in my inventory, put that in there. So now I have this kind of chain suspended staircase in place that I quite like the look of. And now it's a matter of kind of connecting it to this part here as well as this part down here, of which I have a few ideas once again. Let's first continue these little bits and pieces here upwards. That, like so. And then what I think I would like to do next here is see. So that's all spruce there, as well as a lot of that, but I think the kind of softness of the dark oak would look good, but then again I have spruce on this bit here, so spruce it is. Just go up like so and have a bit of stripped dark oak in here like so, and then I'm thinking of having this raise up a bit with dark oak fences, and then staircases, and then stairs of dark oak on top of that, and then a shrim light on top of that. So let's grab some of this real quick. This really is just an absolute mess of items up here. And have that like so. And hopefully, yep, that all fits up nicely. And then I will have a dark oak stair again at the top there, and then I can just connect that into something along here. Maybe just have this merge into that part like so, and then just have some spruce wood carrying round like so on the outside, with some dark oak along there, because that then acts as a natural kind of transition between the spruce here and the kind of dark oak here. Hopefully that all made sense. Not much does in my life. So actually I keep forgetting about free cam. There we go. So yeah, I would have said that looks good. That's a nice way of kind of continuing. I come a bit later, see ya. So there is that into place. I think that looks like a very nice kind of natural transition in the build, and I'm very happy with that. There is definitely a few more bits and pieces to be done here, but I think to kind of properly figure all of that out, I'm going to want to start on the little pathway that I'm going to have going along the top part of the building here. Stop the recording a moment and refresh. Just have a look here. Might as well just deposit some of my tools in a chest somewhere. It will be this shulker box, I have decided. Put my anothr in there. Then what was I going to do? grab that blocks, that was it. Maybe I will grab this guy after all. And then also some more of the netherrack and what have you. And then let's run back up here and go round to there somehow. So that only goes up one block, which is fine. Just a matter of having that bit go up a slight block, which is okay. So then therefore this can just be more spruce along here, and then I can have this kind of mixture along the top there, I would have said. Actually have it go up 2 blocks, because I can then accommodate for a bit of a ceiling or something like that here, or maybe 3 blocks even would be slightly better, perhaps. I think 3 blocks would be best actually. So yeah, I think that would be a good level, because I'm just thinking about here and kind of making a ceiling for this, or kind of have a bit of an open ceiling for it, I think is the idea that I want to execute. And this down here is going to be generally quite open as well. So therefore I think continuing the kind of spruce thing I have going along here would be best, and then have that transition into this somehow, which I will figure out. But for the moment, let's just continue this part upwards, like so. Have that like so, and then I can do a fancy fence thing that might look okay up here. Actually, might just have this go into a 1 wide walkway, which will add a bit of quirk to the city. think that's what I was originally thinking of doing here anyhow. And have that come round in like so. That's looking fine. And then since I have this kind of part here is quite, and since this bit here is quite a wide and kind of natural path, I might make this just like a smooth, tough floor or something like that. I think would be best. And that is more of that. That's fine. Don't have any more of you in my inventory at the moment. That is okay. Let's put that away for the time being and take out just a couple more of these. Not, I only need one, but still. That's fine. And then perhaps do something a bit unusual here and have these swivel into like so. And then have this kind of bit here lined with shelves is the idea I have for that at the moment. Those will do nicely. Probably best to swap the stairs for dark oak stairs then. At least these ones along here. Kind of just looks a bit odd along there actually, so maybe I'll just keep this dark oak throughout. And then just have spruce fences along the top or something like that. them. That's good. That needs to be darker oak, but to match it in with all of that, that's fine. Maybe I'll swap these out with spruce shelves then at some point. Fit that in like so. Then I think I would just like to remove this bit down here. Snatch up a bit more netherrack though, because I want to have a wall for this along the back side here. Actually have this bit here be dark oak to match it with that. And then I can have some kind of big back wall along here, is the kind of idea for that at the moment. How's that going along? That is definitely getting somewhere, I would have said. It's definitely quite a bit more to do on it to get it to look complete, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I'm not 100% sure, but I am happy with the progress I am making on this at the moment. Let's have a look here. Let's pick up a few of the blocks around here and what have you, first of all. Because they may come in useful, you never know. So now I'm kind of thinking of how to try and bring all of this together. And the idea that I have is to actually continue this kind of pattern I have here, but tilt it inwards a few bits, so it meets up with like this dirt block here. and then there can be a little doorway at this kind of level here going into this bit here, and then have a little upstairs passage in the kind of container that this will be here, because I plan to have a little house or two sitting on top of where this part of the city is. So yeah, I think that's a game plan. So let's see what I can make of that come true. Then let's deposit, keep that in, it's fine. That kind of go up, I think 3 blocks would perhaps be best. I think perhaps I think that would be good. So that goes up like so. Then that be 3 blocks again, like that. And then 3 blocks again, like so. Or maybe I should cap that top bit at 2, perhaps. No, I think that would look good and will kind of be fairly reminiscent of how this pattern is down here, having it 3 blocks high. So I will continue with this kind of elevation then. So then probably somewhere maybe along this line here, I will have kind of more lights, kind of like these ones down here, into the kind of shape of this kind of curve here. I think that would look best if I was to do that. And I put some of the lamps in the shulker box down here. Somewhere. Oh, I did. Or did I put in valuables? Definitely had like 20 of them on me earlier. Upgrade. Where could they be? Hopefully I didn't throw them out. There they are. Excellent. Then I want to make some oak fences and fence gates as well. I think is what I had down here. Actually, just oak fence gates, that's fine. Or those spruce. They look like oak to me. I would have said, no, spruce perhaps. Let's have a look here. No, I think it's spruces that I have over there. So I can fit one more into this little gap here. And then probably fit another one in here. And then there and there and then so on, and go up like that, and then figure a way of the kind of flow of it. That's I think the best way I can word that. And I think I'm going to need more dark oak for this. Hopefully there should be some right here, which there is. Fantastic. We'll nick that. And start building upwards again here. Do that. And then that in like so. Yep, they're all visible down there, that's fine. That's where I have them, that's good. Let's just take down this netherrack here quickly. So then looking at this here and how to kind of continue this pattern upwards, I have developed a bit of an idea for this, which is going to require quite a bit of spruce staircases and what have you into the mix, but I think it will look good. It's the simple matter of essentially continuing the pattern upwards but at a slanted kind of angle. Just by following this pattern like so. Maybe an idea to actually have these bits here be spruce slabs. I think that would look a bit nicer. This bit here is okay, but for those bits I think spruce slabs would be better. Actually have these be curved staircases would be nice because they kind of transition nicely into the wood here. And then how did I have the blocks behind the fences? Were they smooth stone blocks? Those are easy enough to get. And I think that is looking good, I would have said. As I said, I can just kind of continue this upwards and then have some kind of wall decoration here and have a pathway kind of going through the middle of it here on this kind of axis here. I think that will look really nice. Brings back memories, the trapdoors opening and what have you when trying to place the blocks. So with this kind of replicated pattern here now into place, I think the next best thing to do is to have another stack of dark oak logs going upwards, 3 more blocks from this at this kind of axis here, going upwards, and then I can figure something out in terms of like a little entrance way here to this housing area that there will be on top. And then I can figure out some kind of little entrance way there will be to kind of houses on this kind of. And then I can figure out some kind of little entrance way / walkway that will be going through this part here and to some kind of upper houses that will be kind of dotted along the kind of top parts here, along the dotted along the top part of this section of the city here. And then probably just have the kind of pattern here continue up once more, I would have said, with that being dark oak down here, and then spruce fences here with whatchamacallit, the smooth stone blocks in here, like so. And then just seal this bit up here, have this spike a bit, like so. Maybe be good to add some greenery into this somewhere, like have a kind of a custom tree poking out of the city and kind of covering up this kind of stack here partially, I think would look really nice. But I am happy with how that is at the moment. So much stuff in my inventory, so much stuff to organize. And then let's go to here. No idea. That into here. Let's see here. I think the next bit that I would like to kind of work on here is kind of connecting this bit to here and then finishing off the roof for this part here, and then having this be kind of like a one wide connector up to this level here. I think would look good and a bit unusual as this kind of city is, I would have said. And I did want to kind of keep this fairly open as well, so that will kind of aid in that, I would have said. Or maybe I'll just have it go up to this level here, actually, I think would look best. But let's get going with some more building and see what I can do. First of all, I think I just want to continue the kind of curvature pattern of the oak stairs here, but kind of create a gradient of spruce and dark oak above it and have that connecting to something. Hopefully this goes the way I want it to, because this is quite a tight little curvy bit. That is not how I wanted it to be. Maybe if I do that. Where there's a will, there is a way. Let's go pick that up. That's not what I meant to do. think having the full cornered spruce wood thing might look good up here. I will give that a try actually. That's a block I have never used before in this game, but I might as well give it a go and see what it looks like. Fine. Maybe there'd be other spots that I can incorporate this into my build somewhere, but I do not know at the moment. Nope, that's the wrong block. That one. So, and then let's have a look here. That's fine. So then how I want it is to have that bit curve round like so. Then to have that kind of connecting into that like that. And then to kind of echo the pattern elsewhere in the world, I am going to kind of reinterpolate the pattern we just did with that extended wall part here, but to a slightly kind of different angle of it, like so. And then have that like that. Then what's that one? That is dark oak. Have that kind of like so. And have that kind of come round upwards like that. And then just kind of finish this off with some more dark oak slabs along the top there, I think is how I want to do it. Have this actually go up another block like that, and then just have some I think regular spruce fences kind of protrude out of it like so. And I think it might be good then, since I've done that. Actually, it's spruce fence gates that I've used there, so I think swapping these kind of bits out here with the spruce counterparts would look best. So let's do that quickly. There we go, that looks much better in my opinion. then let's do that and that. I think just continuing this onwards into here will be the best option. So let me get some more tuff and the shelf blocks that I was using. Not sure when I'm going to use those, so I will actually deposit those. Did I put them in here? I probably did. There's spruce shells, but they're not the ones I'm after. Oh, I have to make more then, by the looks of it. That's fine. Did I grab that? I did not. Of course I didn't. Then have this be more dark oak here. And then probably have it only go up oh so many blocks. I think 6 would be good. Like that. Sure, I'll make it a weird number. 7. There we go. And then just kind of have some spruce stairs in like so. How am I going to figure that out? That might just be good to keep it continuing all the way to the top, actually. That will be fine. And then just have that go up one more block ever so slightly. Then I think 3 blocks up from this part here. Maybe mangrove in here. I think would look nice. And then build up a couple blocks here. Have that be that. Have that mangrove block be round like so. And then see here, shrimlight, mangrove, strip it like that and like that. And then I can figure something out for the top parts there. Perhaps maybe add in some of the red terracotta that I have in my inventory. which I have not used before in this build. Same with the black terracotta, and by build I mean base. And then chop that one out, and then have that in like so. And then probably just have more of that like so. Maybe best actually just to have that to be the stripped mangrove again. And I can't exactly indent it either, that bit of terracotta, so I think mangrove this is going to be. And then perhaps in there, in here, I can have like an ender chest, a crafting table, a chest and anvil, or something like that in this little kind of enclosure here. I think that would look nice. Don't have any of that on me at the moment, but that would look good. And then I'm probably going to continue this pattern here around to the other side, and I think probably swapping the shroom light here for a redstone lamp, and then having another redstone lamp up there, I think is the way I want to do this. I think that would just look a bit nicer. And then let's just build this pattern up as I go along. There's that. Then you, and then strip. Does that activate the fences around the front? It does not. Excellent. Then stairs, is it? Yeah, it would be stairs. Probably wrong angle I'm having them at. So that's fine. And just swap that one out around here for that. So that's fine. Then I've got to figure out a block to have in behind these, so maybe have actual red terracotta in for that. But then there's going to be no, actually, the blocks for these here aren't on fences, which is what I was thinking just there. That's fine. Have that come down, and then probably actually have another block of red terracotta there, and then a mangrove trapdoor in like so. And then perhaps just have this go into a girder of mangrove like so. With one of these being another spruce or another mangrove bit there. I think that looks a little awkward, so let's actually do that and then come around here like so. Might need that actually. See how that looks. There we are. I think that is looking fine. Very happy with how that looks, I would have said. As I said, first time using kind of terracotta in this mega build for myself, but I am very happy with how that has all kind of turned out, I would have said. And now I think it could be a matter of figuring out this back part here, possibly. I'm not 100% sure how open I want all of this, so it is probably now a matter of figuring out the kind of this section up here and then the kind of general area that I want to build around here. I think is what needs to be worked on next. So then this bit round here could be interesting because of the various amounts, because of the amount. And then this bit round here could be interesting because of the numerous different types of wood that I have so chose to use up here. It's definitely a bit of a conundrum as to what to do up here I would have said, but probably starting off with oak round here and then kind of continuing round here is probably the best, and then having probably dark oak along this kind of section here would be best, I would have said. But for that I need to get some dark oak and spruce for that particular part. Let's hop on through here. Keep forgetting about my shulker boxes, which are over here. Acquire those and a bit more of the wonderful dark oak, and then also actually get some oak fences as well. Nick that back. Deposit those over there. It's fine. So do I have everything? I believe I do. May get some spruce fences out just in case I decide to use those along here instead of something else. So then think, yeah, use some of these as well. Actually, I thought I took some with me and I did. That is fantastic. That raise up like so. And then where is that bit that I wanted? Yeah, that would look a bit awkward there. So I will actually have the stripped birch that there is there, like so. And then, do I have any of the sprucey fence? I do, or stairs rather. I do indeed, that's fine. There goes Luna. Probably be heading off soon as well, as I wanted this to be a fairly trim stream today, as I haven't been too hot on the mental health recently. What was I doing? See here. So then probably have the spruce come up a bit more here, and then have that like so. Fences in, or stairs like so. Why do I keep making that mistake? Have that up like so. And then probably to just continue this outwards like so, and have that kind of going across like so. And have that come around here. Actually have these bits here be the oak wood, I would have said, and then that bit along there be the spruce. That. I think that's looking good for now. Perhaps just have there be a lower part to the area that I'm having here, with the fences just kind of come across like so, and then have another kind of raised bit here. And where's my netherrack? I don't have any. Stone bricks it is. And then just have the kind of fence continue on out this way, perhaps. That looks a bit odd here, so I will swap this bit out with some spruce, and then have that be the beginning of that bit there. I would have said that's probably best. And maybe have it go up at an angle or something at this point as well. Where was I? Kind of losing track now of where I was. Yes, have kind of a bit along this part here. And continue that on like so. Have more spruce kind of going in like that. And then this kind of bit up here can be a nice kind of grassy area with some houses, is what I have planned. but that's going to have to work at a couple different altitudes then, but that is absolutely fine. But yes, that is looking good and what have you, I would have said. Alright, time to end stream, I would have said. Just grab a couple screenshots here. So might as well just use FreeCam for this. And so that concludes the 45th Minecraft live stream on my channel. Bit of a shorter one today, kind of compared to some of the ones that I normally do, but I wanted this to be a shorter and more trim stream today. But I will be continuing where I left off tomorrow night with more progress on this build. I'm very happy with what I have been able to lay out with it so far, I would have said. Very happy with how this looks and how this is coming along, and will definitely be interesting to see where this ends up going in terms of what I decide to build with it next. But no, very, very happy with how this is going. So like, favorite, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, and I will see you next time.